Wow, this is interesting. I hit the go live button, and I get a message pop up from StreamYard that a premium account on X is required in order to stream on that platform. When the hell did they change that?
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, that just popped up.
Huh. Well, I have one, but I didn't until a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I've been streaming over there without one.
Yeah, me too. Weird.
Yeah. Well, looks like people on the X are going to have to do without the show, I guess. Because I ain't got the money to goddamn do a premium account. Anyway, we are live. So good evening, everybody. If you're out there watching in YouTube land or over on Rumble, I would say X, but yeah, apparently they don't want me streaming over there. So hell with them. Let's see. Out in the chat so far, got Kingpin, Black Cat Outdoors making an appearance. And of course, Gizzard, who's in here as well, as you can see by looking at the screen.
Hey, everybody.
How do you tonight, Giz?
Oh, fair to middling. Just trying to take the weekend's events in. Wow, what a weekend!
Yeah, crazy weekend, which we will be getting into more of.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's the elephant in the room.
It's kind of impossible not to, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Next on the panel, we had Mr. Rob D, the New York Galcast. How are you tonight, Rob?
Doing all right. Currently stuffed from some fresh made chocolate chip cookies.
Ooh, that sounds good right about now.
Yeah. Glass
I
of
hope you have
milk.
air conditioning. Yeah. Hope you had air conditioning if they're making cookies in the house. Good Lord, it's been hot as hell out lately.
Yeah, there's the one downfall about it, but you pick your battles.
Mm-hmm. And jumping in right after we go live, we have Guns and Barbecue, who is now calling himself Blind John, apparently. How are you tonight?
Whatever. One of those nights. You?
Yeah, not too bad. Pretty much like you, it's one of those nights. It's a crazy weekend. Let's put it that way. Oh, you made Black Cat upset there, Rob. He said cookies. You didn't even invite me.
Cats like milk, not cookies.
Oh, you don't know our cats. They love cookies.
Well, I got some more dough, so if you make it down, let me know. That offer is good until tomorrow evening.
Yeah, they'll probably all be gone by then.
Probably.
So, what do we want to talk about? Jesus
Cookies?
Christ.
Gee, I don't know.
Beautiful weather.
Yeah, when there was beautiful weather in Butler County last night too.
And some snipes.
Yeah, some snipes. Yeah. And I don't know where to start on this one.
Oh no, Woods' cat loves Satan. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Look, it's pretty sweet cat.
But yeah, we'll say hi to Woods and Buck out there. They both jumped in out there in the YouTube side. Woods is saying 142 yards. Yeah. Well, we're going to start the show off right. If I'm going to get in trouble, I'm going to get in trouble right from the beginning. I don't know if you get either of you, or well, I shouldn't say either because there's more than two of you in here. But if you three saw this video from yesterday evening, it's from the BBC. Yeah, it's
Didn't know it was that kind of show. Wow. Way
not
to go,
that kind
Rob.
of BBC. British Broadcasting Corporation.
Oh, thank God.
It's not Rob without his pants on, so we can all calm down.
I was worried. I'm sitting next to him. Gary's sitting on top of him.
Phraseology there, barbecue.
Right?
Anyway, let's
Wow.
watch this. Let's watch this video because I found this interesting because they played this on Newsmax. You guys all seeing it on the screen there?
Yep.
All right.
Someone who was
Nope.
Can you hear it?
Nope, but you were just outside. Tell us what you saw. So we had a party.
Oops.
You can see behind us at the Brinkles Farming Greenhouse here. We had a party. And we all decided, hey, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees out there under the shade, and and listen to the rally, right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, but we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, and we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots rang out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up
you
there.
saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? This is not a big place.
Did you see, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
That's incredibly shocking.
The guy was on the roof right there. You can see the white roof right there.
Did you get a look at him? Could you?
No, other than he was in muted colors, tan type clothing. We saw the rifle flinging around as he was trying to crawl. We saw the rifle, 100%.
Do you know about guns? Do you know what kind of weapon it was?
Oh, I absolutely know about guns, for sure. It was a rifle of some sort. I wouldn't know, I wasn't close enough to read the label on it,
but sure. But
it was a rifle of some sort. Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you process what you've just seen?
I don't know what to say, man. All I'll tell you is, if I walked up close to there with anything that Secret Service considered a problem, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you right now. But I don't know why a guy who we're standing there pointing out to police and Secret Service is crawling up the roof. Yes, right there by that tree. We were outside the security perimeter. But my question is, there's only a few buildings around here. Why is Secret Service not on every building here?
Well, there's a whole bunch of questions I think that are going to come.
There's a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah.
Yes, she was right in front of me. She kept going back and forth right in front of me. Yes.
Tell us about her.
I mean, nice horse, nice lady running with a flag. Seemed very, patriotic.
But what's the significance of it?
So that's one aspect of this whole thing. Why weren't the Secret Service securing these buildings if they were that close?
I don't know if we can trust this guy. He's clearly a ginger. They have no souls.
Well, this is true.
Now, that doesn't necessarily mean he's obviously lying either.
From other videos I've seen, it correlates. It seems to fit. So, I don't know. I wasn't there. I haven't been on top of this. I've just seen a few things here and there. But as I said, from another video I've seen, it does relate. So, it is, I think, a fair question. Something that close. Why isn't? You'd figure that would also be a spotting location or something. So seems kind of strange. Also, supposedly the guy on the counter sniper team was basically had eyes on and was in communications and was basically delayed the ability to fire. So apparently he was arrested afterward, questioned by the FBI, and released and made a statement stating that basically he lost his job because he actually did fire without being ordered to do so. So
Yeah,
I can't state if it's true or anything. Like I said, this is all just coming out the weeds right now. So
Yeah, I
it's
heard
all
that
just-
story too. I just haven't been able to see it attributed to any reputable news sources yet.
Yeah,
News Nation did bring that up earlier today. I did see
It's
that on News
hard
Nation.
to say, because
Yeah.
at this point, but it does. I think there is a lot of room for questions, like both those guys, the reporter and the witness, their claims. I think you would think it would be better. I mean, I realize he's not the current president, but still, you would think, with the political climate, there'd be a little more attention to detail.
Yeah, and Black Cat said he's not a sitting president. He has a small detail. They'd probably rely on locals. Yes, but he's a former president, which make his detail a little bit bigger than what they're acting like he had here. So.
Well, I'm also thinking that with the building being where it was, would you really want a sniper sitting in there at 140 yards? What's he going to be looking at? He's just going to be looking at the crowd.
That's why I'm not saying put a sniper on the roof, but they should have better secured the building to make sure somebody wasn't just going to at random climb the ladder. Is all my point was. Even if it's
the sounds of it, there is law enforcement rather
and
close.
didn't do their job. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why didn't they do their job? Why didn't they better secure these buildings? If they were right there, why didn't they better secure and prevent people from being able to climb the ladder? Even if it was just a low.
That's a good question.
Securing high ground goes back, forever. Like that should be a no-brainer. And in a situation like that, where there's only a couple points of which would be considered high ground, they should be secured. I think that would go across under any basic security level.
Now, I've been to Butler County Fairgrounds. I don't know if you have or not, John.
Yep.
But right over the shoulder, that water tower back there that supplies water to the facilities at the fairgrounds, you could be from right up there, you would have a really clear shot at where Trump was speaking. probably even more so than the roof that this guy was on. Did they secure it?
That could have been where they had counter snipers.
No, the counter sniper was down near Trump. They showed where the counter sniper was located.
Oh, I didn't realize that they.
Yeah. And from what I read, it wasn't the sniper that got the shooter, or maybe he got him and then the other guys, but they were saying it was one of the Secret Service assault teams that they have on hand were the ones that got the shooter.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I haven't heard exactly who.
So we got two different from what Rob was saying, which again I have heard one of the news outlets state, but the news outlets are also saying it was one of the Secret Service assault teams that are on hand that got him. So we're getting two different stories on who got the shooter.
Well, the picture I saw of the two guys on the roof aimed at the shooter that were in black outfits, the one of them you could clearly see had a vest that said police on the back. Now, I don't know what Secret Service, maybe they just try to blend in with local police and wear non-specific vests that just say police. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I've never seen a vest that said Secret Service, so maybe they don't have.
Well,
I don't.
Secret Service does have uniformed officers, so maybe it was one of their uniformed guys. I don't know.
I'm going to say there's so much we don't know at this point.
One thing we know is somebody screwed up.
Oh, yeah.
This should not have happened.
So Black Cat says Secret Service relies on local assets for stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe they borrowed some of their equipment. I don't know. Could have.
Yeah, and then, any way you look at it, it's a crazy situation. And I don't know if you saw this or not, but the DNC and Biden has said they're taking down all of their campaign materials. A little late, isn't it?
Little bit.
I was showing Gary this one before we went live. This comes, speaking of Black Cat, about any reputable news sources. This comes from the New Republic, which is a left-wing news source. They're a news magazine. As soon as I find the picture, scroll. But this was the cover of their magazine for last month. This was the image they used on the cover. In case you can't tell what it is, John, they superimposed Hitler over top of Trump. And it says American fascism.
Nice.
Now, the gun snub says, to be fair, it happened in PA, and everyone I know from PA is a little off, some more than others.
Hey.
Hey, I can shoot better than that. Come on.
Come on now. That's low-hanging fruit, snob.
He shouldn't talk about Black Cat that way. He's not that far off.
When you're from Oklahoma, should you be throwing rocks at other people's houses? I mean, just saying.
Well, he does fix them, so. Job security.
And then there's another quote from Biden where it was at the end of a campaign call or something, and he was talking with donors and said that they need to put Trump in the crosshairs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. they've been saying on the left is crazy.
Of course,
Here's
now
Jeff-
I don't believe that was an actual call for an assassination
No.
attempt.
no,
but
but
a
a
very-
lunatic.
Yeah, a very poor choice of words, especially considering the things that could happen and stuff like that.
I would like to argue that if Trump had said the same thing and the shoe was on the other foot, they would have definitely said he was responsible for inciting the person.
No, here's another video clip where
And you know that's
Joe and his acting.
He's going down!
Running, so give it a minute. Or it's not even a minute long. Yeah. People yelling and screaming about the shooter break before, and then you hear the shots fire. And I'm not going to say the shooters, let's call him what he actually is. We're not going to say the killer's name on air, because let's not forget one man so far has lost his life to this guy. He was a retired fire chief from what was it? Buffalo Township, which is not too far from Butler County Fairgrounds in Buffalo County. Again, if you're not familiar with the area, Buffalo County is the county directly north of Allegheny County, which is the county that Pittsburgh is in. The shooter was from Bethel Park, which is in southern Allegheny County, right outside of Pittsburgh. It's suburban Pittsburgh area that this guy grew up in. It's an affluent neighborhood. This guy was not some poor schmuck. It's what we've been seeing a lot with these situations lately, where some kid 26 years or younger goes nuts and goes and shoots somebody from a well-to-do affluent family. It's a sad state of affairs for sure.
I didn't know that. Snub said they've referred to it as an AR-556, so some might guess it's a Ruger, but not sure at all. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that.
I knew they said it was an AR type weapon, but
well,
of course
if anybody's paying attention.
He also said, I heard this was actually all just a movie set, and someone handed him the gun and said it was unloaded, so he could get away with it just like Daddy Baldwin.
Yeah, let's watch this video. This is from video that TMZ put up with the footage of more people shouting about the shooter on the roof. And then you hear the shooting again. So yeah, how they didn't notice this guy. Well, we know that there was at least one officer that noticed it. So far, I haven't gotten to that point in here in this timeline as I'm scrolling through, but there was an officer who climbed a ladder, promptly had the rifle pointed at him, and climbed back down the ladder. Whether that guy was radioed to anybody after that, we don't know. But there are people, and there's people saying, well, he should have shot him. My wife being one of them. I looked at her and said, how's he supposed to do that when he's on a ladder and he hasn't got his gun drawn yet?
Of course, it might have behooved him to have his gun drawn if you're going to stick your head over the top of a roof.
Well, he wasn't. We don't know if the cop actually had seen the shooter, or if he was just responding to what people were saying. So he went to go check it out because people kept yelling at him.
Well, here's the thing: if you're being told there's a guy on the roof with a gun, if cops respond to a call of a person with a gun, a lot of time, I'm not saying every time, but a lot of times their firearms are already drawn in the event that when they make contact, that person just starts shooting. So the idea that this officer didn't have their gun out, I mean, unless he was like, I need to make sure I maintain 3 points of contact this entire time and climb this ladder very carefully, and
yeah, there's a but there. Looking at some of the things
Yeah.
we've seen lately from police officers, him having his gun drawn is not a given. It's entirely possible that he would not have had his gun drawn.
Although I hate to say this, but would it surprise anybody if there would be some sort of protocol that says they can't climb a ladder with their firearm drawn?
No, I wouldn't be surprised by that either.
Because I mean, if you think about it, if they were to drop the gun, slip, and then have a sympathetic negligent discharge or anything like that, it's a lot of legal matters that you open yourself up to. So I could definitely
Well,
see
that's
something like
true.
that happening.
Never thought about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if they were told not to draw their guns if climbing an obstacle. And are we even sure that there was a ladder?
That's what I've been told, that there was a ladder that's actually permanently attached to the building.
Okay.
I thought they killed Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, depending on how low the roof was, it could have easily have just jumped up on a dumpster and climbed up that way. So that's why I was like, do we
From
know
what
for
I've
a
heard,
fact?
people looked at Google Earth Google Maps images and saw you could see a ladder on the side of the building.
Okay.
Which, especially with it being part of a manufacturing facility, wouldn't surprise me at all.
Okay. Now, I hate to defend Joe Biden, but there have been some people that seem to be under the impression that Joe Biden did not, in his statement, either his conference video or whatever he did last night on television, or in his written statement, did not send out his well wishes for Donald Trump at that time. He absolutely did. Somewhere in this timeline is his written statement that was given out before he did the live statement. Oh, by the way, here's that picture of that you were talking about. I don't know if I'll be able to zoom in on that or not better, but try.
Yeah, I saw some that actually enhanced it.
Yeah. Let me see if I can. Whoop.
And
Get
Snub
outta
sent
here,
you
Simon.
something on Instagram.
You can kind of see right there.
I'm still
On the-
curious about the photographer settings to have actually caught that.
Yeah, because there's the bullet, and there's basically the contrail that's from the bullet. You can see it's going. It looks like it's might be behind his head in that picture. But yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Which, if it pierced his right ear, it would be behind his head, right about that level.
Let me see. Insta, you said?
Yeah.
The hell is this shit? Well, login screen. And it's not one. Yes, continue. Damn it. Let me stop sharing that in case it shows my password. Okay, it didn't. I'll share this again in a minute.
I
as soon as
didn't even
find it.
see you on your other screen. It just kept showing that picture.
Okay.
You're safe.
Okay.
So as we all know, your password is Ice Baby.
No, it's really not. Yeah, Snob sent a picture. Okay, yeah, I can share this. Hold on, let me go back over to the StreamYard. Present, share screen, Insta, share.
Well, you got verbal commands. Cool.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking out loud as I'm typing.
Oh,
But yeah, you can see there. Here's where Trump was down here because there's the flags. That's where they had the snipers set up.
right. I thought he meant the building where the
These
shooter was.
Yeah, these are not the. These are the Secret Service snipers. That's their gear that would be there. You can see where they're set up. They're set up on that's on a tripod. What's he got? A 50?
Oh, keep scrolling through the pics, he said.
I doubt he's got a 50.
Ah, there's a ladder.
Ladder, yeah.
I mean, if I had to guess, I mean, obviously this is simply a guess and out of
Yeah,
pure
there's-
ignorance, but I'd imagine that they're probably using like a 300 Win Mag or 308.
That was an awfully beefy tripod that he was set up on. That clearly is.
Yeah, I was watching this one female Secret Service
Yeah.
agent that was trying to reholster.
Yeah, I was about to say that agent could not reholster her pistol. It's like,
That was-
Jesus Christ.
Well, that just, I mean, quick point to people though, you know, it doesn't matter how much training you have, when shit hits the fan and that adrenaline gets going, your motor skills diminish greatly.
Patriots asking, are the bleachers in between the building in the stage?
Yeah, they were behind the stage.
Yeah, they were behind the stage. Yeah. The bullet would have came from Trump's front and from the left, from the way that picture that had the bullet in the air looking.
Or from his aspect, from his right.
Well, it would have been his left.
No, it would have been his right.
No, if you look at that picture where the bullet was coming, it would have been from his left because it was coming towards his left side.
It was already past him.
No, it wasn't. That was the other way around. It was
No,
going towards. It was moving towards him.
No,
Yeah, the Contra was behind the bullet, Gary. It was moving
just
from the
telling you
left.
that- I could tell you where the shooter was. It would have been to his right.
It would have been
That's
to
where the
his left.
building
It would
was.
have been. It would have been to whoever was filming its right. It would have been to Trump's left.
Negative.
I can show you the picture again if you want.
I don't want to see that picture. I just saw the layout of the buildings and the stage, and the shot came from his right.
That's not what the picture's showing with the bullet, though. If you look, let me show you the bullet. Let me show you.
I
this
can't
picture.
tell what direction that bullet's going from that picture.
Sure, you can, because I can point it out again. Hold on.
The only way this picture will show this is if
You
The
better be able to plainly
contrail is
see a
in-
bullet. I don't see a bullet.
You can
and that
see the
contrail
bullet.
has to be
Where?
in
Hold
front
on, let me
of
zoom in
Trump's face.
again. Get it zoomed in. The bullet is right about here.
I don't see a bullet there at all.
That's what that is. That little blob you see right there where the finger on my cursor
I
is.
don't
That's
think
the
so.
bullet. Here's the
Welcome to my
bullet's
life,
trail.
Gary.
Don't think
It's
so.
it's going this way.
No,
That's from Trump's left.
no. That's past Trump at that point.
No, it's not. It's heading towards him.
Negative.
From the left, that's heading towards him. Now it could be behind him into the left, like I said earlier. But
Why
that
has it gotta
bullet
be
is
to the left?
definitely
Why can't it be to the
traveling
right?
from the left.
Well, then it's somebody shooting back at the.
Or
At the
somebody is
shooter.
claiming this is a. Hold on, let me finish. Somebody is claiming it's a picture of the bullet, and what they actually got a picture of is a plane that was moving in the air behind Trump, and that's the plane's contrail, with the plane being right about there.
I do not see a bullet. I don't know what you're calling a bullet there.
It's right there.
All I
There's a
see is a
little
little
blob
white
of
spot, which could
material
be a
right here.
piece of his hair too, shining up. I can't see a
No, it's too big to be hair. That right there, about there, would be.
or a piece of his ear that got blown off.
But that bullet, look, if that's the bullet, it would be coming in from Trump's left.
Why isn't the contrail going in front of Trump's face then?
like I said, it could be going behind him. Remember, the guy missed. He fired at least 3 shots. The one guy in the video said they heard 5 shots. So he obviously fired more than once. We don't know which
But-
one of the bullets would have been the one that would have caught Trump's ear.
And he's evidently shooting backwards bullets too if they're going that direction. Because Trump is looking basically right in the direction of the
Well,
shooter
this-
right now.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Either this picture's a fake, or the person got a plane. Because if you look at this picture, the bullet would have been coming in from the left.
You're the only
That's all I
person
was
I know
saying.
of that's looked at that picture and thought they saw a bullet there.
It's right here. If you
Well,
look,
you say so. I can't identify that as a bullet.
well, you're looking at a smaller screen too. I'm looking at a bigger picture of it,
Okay, I'll make my screen bigger.
and I can zoom in even more.
I still don't. Well, now I'm looking at something weird.
Where'd it go?
See, there
See?
goes.
Can you see it
Rich
now?
pulling
There
out.
is definitely something right here.
I can't tell that that's not just a piece of Trump's hair that's sticking back.
That's not hair. It's not the same color. But right about here, I got this magnified to like 300.
So you're seeing
No,
a trail, and
400%.
you're telling me the shutter speed on this camera is fast enough to capture a stationary bullet?
Yes, a camera can do that if you got the shutter speed set
Well,
high
then
enough.
why do you have this trail here too? I would have thought
That
would
would
have been
be-
the bullet
well, just like
streaking across
this-
the screen.
Just like anything moving quickly through the air, you can get a contrail from it, which was what this would be. Which, like I said, if the shooter was over this way,
Not unless this
This
picture
pic-
was taken with a high-speed camera, because otherwise,
which it would, to catch this, it would have had to have.
They would not have been using a high-speed camera. It was taken by the New York Times.
That's what I'm saying. This picture's either fake or that's a picture of a jet.
That's why I was saying since last night I want to know what the photographer's camera settings were, because I know at Thunder on the Prairie, just to try and get a slide cycling, I was shooting at 1/2000th of a second, and I had to motor drive through the whole thing to get the shot that I wanted, and that was getting 30 shots in 2 seconds. With a mechanical shutter, my camera shoots 15 shots per second. With electronic shutter, I think I can get 40 shots per second, which is very fast. However, again, with a shutter speed of 1/2000th, it's not like I could just get it once. And the idea that they're going to have the camera set up to shoot rapidly like that, where they're capturing, 15, 20, 40 shots a second, it seems very unlikely for just, we're taking photos at a campaign rally for the New York Times. They're probably going to have their camera set in single shot, which means click the button once and you're getting one photo. So to get this, 1/16,000th of a second, which is entirely possible. However, a lot of photographers, especially professionals, aren't going to be cranking their cameras up that high because they're going to be using an ND filter.
Right.
And then at that point, when you throw on an ND filter, you are going to be bringing that shutter speed back down. That's why I'm just a little skeptical on the authenticity of this.
How about we just say this? It doesn't really matter. I know for a fact where the shooter was. He was to Trump's right. That's not a point of debate. We know where the shooter was. So this picture really don't mean jack shit.
No, like I said, if based on the shooter being to the right, and then that picture, because when I zoom it up real to like 400% on my screen, and I'm using a 32-inch 1440p screen just for reference for people out there, the bullet is coming from the left in that picture if that picture's real. Now, again, I'm not saying that that's what this could very easily just been a jet that was flying by and somebody caught the jet on picture and not being able to tell if it was a bullet or not, or a jet or not, thought that it was one of the bullets. It's entirely possible.
Unless you have a high resolution copy of this picture that will fill your entire screen, the best you're looking at is 1/3 of your screen here. So
Might be Bigfoot back there.
No, it's not Bigfoot. It's too high up in the air. Bigfoot can't jump that high.
If he's getting beamed up, you never know.
That's Trump's left shoulder right there. In this picture, it's coming from Trump's left, Midnight. That's Trump's shoulder, left
There's-
shoulder. If the
there's
bullet's
no
going
way.
this way, that's from Trump's left.
based on the resolution of that photo and the size of your screen, that's impossible to tell. I stand by my statement.
Well, the object that's moving is clearly up here. That's what I'm saying. So if the trail is here and the object's here, it's coming in from Trump's left.
But you're the only
Which
one
we-
seeing an object, Rich.
Because
Nobody
I'm the
else
one looking
sees
at it
one.
on my screen. Everybody else is looking at a smaller picture dimension.
I can
Because of the way
make this
YouTube
fill
and
my
shit works.
screen.
A lot of things I don't see.
Well, yeah.
But,
But
it's not filling your whole screen. At most, it's filling a little
not
under
right now,
half.
it's not, because I minimized it back down. But when I had it blown up to like 400%, there is clearly an object right here by his head.
Yeah,
that
but
looks
you
like
were
it's going
zooming in on a
behind him.
pixelated photo.
Pixelated, God knows what. Picasso image.
The fact is, that's not a picture of the bullet. That's all I'm saying. If that's a picture of the bullet, it's coming from the wrong side. I don't think it's a picture of the bullet. I think it was a plane that was in the distance and the guy took a picture and he thought it was a bullet because of his angle. And if you look, the picture's coming from downwards as well. So that very well could just be a plane that was flying by.
Let me say this about that. Why the fuck are we arguing about this?
I don't know.
This doesn't mean shit. The
Rich
president
can
was
never
shot.
let it
We know the
go.
president was shot. We
Now,
know
the
where
fence
the
dad said
shooter
the same
was.
thing. He sees the fence dad said that he does see what I'm seeing, and he's on a 75-inch screen.
Well,
That's
great.
just it. I'm on a 32, and he's on a
Good for
75.
you too.
So he's agreeing with me on that. He sees what I'm seeing on his 75.
Yeah,
inch
and
TV.
I don't think this would be presentable as evidence in any
No, it
court of
wouldn't.
law. It's just something
No.
to look at. This has nothing to do with the case.
No,
Disagree,
Man's
I
got a-
was
disagree,
putting it
man's
out
carry
got
because
a
on.
hole
people
in
are
his
saying
ear.
that this is one of the bullets going by Trump. But
Well,
if you look at the direction
somebody
that
from
this
the New York
object is
Times
moving,
made
it can't
that
be one of the bullets.
contention.
That's what I'm saying. And there are people that are Trump that are, echoing that oh, this is one of the bullets. It can't. If that's one of the
But
bullets,
who cares?
it can't be.
Who cares?
It just adds something to it. I'm trying to figure out something else to talk about during this, Gary. But yeah, there's no way that could be the bullet. Or one of, because again, it's moving the wrong direction.
And again, I disagree. And I have that right too.
And here's what people are giving Biden a hard time about. He said he had an opinion, but didn't have any facts when asked if it was an assassination attempt. Biden was asked this less than an hour after everything happened. He didn't have all the facts yet, and he's like, I don't want to speculate on that at this point. I have no problem with Biden saying that. Yeah.
Anybody else notice how coherent and how well Biden answered questions last night?
Yeah. I told Gary before the show, I think Biden looked the most presidential he has his whole term last night. How much drugs did they have him on? I'm trying to find the written statement. I know it's in here somewhere too in this timeline. Barack Obama's statement, Nancy Pelosi's, Schumer's, Bernie's. Is Bernie even still relevant that we care that he even put out a statement? Yeah, here's Biden's written statement. Now, the last paragraph, Jill and I are grateful to the Secret Service for getting him to safety. There's no place for this kind of violence in America. We must unite as one nation to condemn it. I've heard people going online today saying that Biden didn't say anything about we need to unite and we need to condemn any kind of violence whatsoever. It's right there in his written statement. Now, whether it actually is from Biden or not, that's another story. But to say that there was nothing that came out of the White House saying that we need to unite and not, and condemn this kind of violence and stuff, that's just wrong. It's right there in writing. Now, I'm not a Biden fan. I've never been a Biden fan. I've done my fair share of ridiculing Biden on this show, on Gary's show, on other people's shows. But the guy did make a statement and did say that what people are saying that he didn't say. And in his little news conference again, he did say that he need to give the prayers out to the families. He did contact Trump after the fact when he was finally able to get a hold of him. So the people that are saying that didn't happen, rein it in, folks. Good Lord.
Share my screen, Rich.
Hold on, let me get over there.
Okay, now here's where Trump was. The gunman was over here shooting.
Right.
The bullet was going this way.
But it wasn't in that picture. That picture from the trail on the bullet.
Who the hell could be over here shooting that direction? There's no buildings.
That's why I said the picture can't be what they think it is. Because the bullet the alleged
possibly
bullet
be
was
wrong
coming
with your
this way
assessment
in
of
that
that
picture. That picture.
I've seen 100 comments on the
going
news
this
about
direction.
that picture. Not one person has mentioned that they see a bullet in that picture, but you do.
So you could be
I've
you
seen
could
them
be
say
wrong,
that they
Rich.
have.
I haven't. You find me a story that says the same
And Defense
thing.
Dad said the same thing. He saw what I was seeing, and he's got an even bigger screen when I had it blown up. I don't think that picture is showing the bullet in the air.
You know what
So is this
happened?
gonna
It was
help?
taken with a.
Go ahead, barbecue.
Oh no, just being a smartass. You go ahead.
All right, I was gonna say, is this gonna help or hurt Trump's run?
I don't see how it could possibly hurt him.
Is anybody here buying a t-shirt? Trump doing a fist pump.
Yeah, they got that on the market pretty quick. Some company in China first started doing it.
Yeah, of course they did. But going back to whether the media is dependable or not, here's the article that CNN put on their website with the headline after the shooting. I'm just going to let that speak for itself.
Hang on, Mike.
I don't know. I not to be a dick. I'm gonna need it read to me.
Says Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after he falls at rally.
Defense Dad says, I said I saw just a white blurry streak, no projectile.
So, anyway, reputable media? Yeah, it's very questionable. And yes, that is an actual screenshot of CNN's website from last night. Ozzy says YouTube is censoring the chat.
It's funny though, because even people that watch CNN are gonna see, a little bit more than that took place at the time. Isn't that kind of just discrediting even to their own viewers?
You mean the whole what was the last count that CNN had? 300,000 in prime time.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like that's pretty. It's pretty sad. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's absolutely ridiculous that CNN would throw that headline out there. And they're not the only ones. There were others. I forget who it was in that timeline, but there's another one that said that Trump runs off stage after hearing loud noises that scared him in the crowd. So it's absolutely absurd, the state that the media in this country is in right now. Apparently, Defense Dad's also having comments blocked. I thought Defense Dad had a wrench on here. I swear I had given him one. Unless he's on a different thing. I don't know.
Yeah, he's on the YouTube side. I see him out there.
Yeah. He should have had a wrench.
And I have live chat turned on.
He should have a wrench now. See if it he said he got censored. Well, let's see if it happens again. Midnight should have one too, for that matter. Midnight doesn't have one either. Both of them should have had standard moderator status. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube's funky like that.
Guess it would help if I'm on a talk, actually unmute.
Yeah, that helps.
He said he tried to make a comment that said that statement from Biden will lead to him calling for more gun control.
Mm. That's quite possible.
But being a moderator on YouTube doesn't keep YouTube from
Yeah, I know.
censoring your comments. They still
Oh,
keep.
I know that.
Trust
I know
me.
that from when me and Kingpin were telling jokes on Rick's channel that one night, and they kept censoring everyone we were saying.
Yeah, Ozzy said it's being censored too because he made some comments that aren't showing up.
Yeah, he said he made a comment about the bullseye remark that Biden made.
Oh, yeah.
Bullseye, crosshairs.
Uh-huh.
If it was the other way around, it would be inciting issues, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see how the rest of this week pans out, though.
Yeah. I just find it interesting that both Biden and the DNC put out statements saying they're taking down all campaign material.
We'll see.
Makes you wonder why. What is it about their campaign material that possibly would need to have it all taken down after this?
Gee, I don't know.
I would ask if anything else interesting has happened this weekend, but I don't think this pretty much took predominance on everything else.
But what will happen is this story is going to take a lot of the, Biden's going to be replaced stuff out of the news.
Yeah, well, it will serve to do that, at least for a little bit.
I got a double yolk and an egg.
I
Did
think
an
it's
oil
on
change.
you.
Speaking of that, there was a story that did say that George Clooney has reversed his endorsement of Biden after
Oh,
a
yeah.
debate that came out today. So you're still on that whole Biden not being fit for president thing.
Well, evidently,
Even
a
after-
bunch of his campaign funds are being withheld. Like tens of millions of dollars are being put on hold.
Interesting.
I heard that this last week.
Well, they're going to have to give it to him now because now he's going to have to make whole new ads since all the other ones are being taken down.
Maybe he'll do another big boy press conference. It's all right because according to him, Trump's vice president now, and
Yes. And Zelensky is Putin. Wasn't a good week for Joe.
no,
Of course, what week actually is.
I'm sure he'd classify any week he got to sniff some people and eat some ice cream a good week.
well, I like ice cream, but I don't like sniffing people.
No. The fence dad said he let his kid drive in town for the first time tonight and didn't poo himself or have a coronary. Guess that's a success.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I mean,
wish
that
they would.
truck is part tank, so I mean, no reason to poop yourself or have a coronary. Like, you're gonna be totally safe.
I wish YouTube would take that stupid freaking heart thing off their chat window. It blocks words.
It's really easy to get rid of. You won't see it on my program.
I never even bothered to look.
I can show you how to do it. You could do it right now.
Is it a setting in YouTube or?
Mm-hmm.
What the?
It's called live reactions. It's a checkbox. You just uncheck it.
Where's that in the studio?
Mm-hmm.
Reaction.
Go to studio, go to content, find your live stream, click the edit button. And then on the left, go to customization. And, well, you have to have one that's going. There we go. Customization.
Okay, that's gone.
Did you save it?
Yep.
Yep, it went away. See? Magic.
Yep. And so I never actually bothered to look for
I
it.
do that after I set up my stream in StreamYard, then I go into YouTube Studio and go in and turn that option off.
It'd be nice if they had it set up where you could just turn it off, period.
Yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, I hate that thing too, especially as a moderator, because you try to moderate a post and you can't even click on it. You have to wait for another post to come through.
Uh-huh. And then it covers damn words and shit, so you can't even read the whole comment. half
Yes,
the
it
time.
does.
Just... Oh. Patriot said his daughter got her first car, got her license, 2015 Jeep Cherokee Sport.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did she work for that car or was it given to her?
I had to pay for my first car. It was only $105, but I still had to pay for it.
Yeah, I had to buy mine. Which I think is good because it teaches you to kind of respect stuff.
The snob's hollering at me. What did I miss?
Oh, he said she paid it off, so at least, and she paid it off. So I'm guessing she paid for it.
Well,
Well, it's good if that's the case. Like I said, I think it's one of the things that kind of sets people up to fail is when you hand them everything right from the beginning. So, yeah, I think it's crazy when you hear people say, "Well, I had to buy her a car, or I had to buy them a car." No, you didn't have to. I mean, you gave them the skills, ability. They can make their own way. Maybe they got to take a damn bus. Life's a bitch. Hit Starbucks less, go out less. Shop less, save your money. That's the real world.
Defense stats comment. Toyota Highlanders are a bunch of BS. There can be only one, but there's thousands of them. That would be hilarious, seeing a bunch of Toyota Highlanders out there with swords chasing each other. Patriots said it was all her, and she had a 4.5 grade point average on top of it.
Third in her class.
Nice. Congratulations to your daughter, Patriot. Takes hard work to get a grade point average like that.
How the heck do you get a 4.5?
Extra credit work.
Oh. We had a 12-point scale in high school. We didn't have 4-point scale till I was in college.
My grade point average in high school was 3.85, if I remember right. College grade point average was a 3.95, if I remember correctly.
We would just like to point out neither one of those are a 4.0, which means on multiple occasions, Rich White was wrong.
Ooh.
I never said I knew everything about everything, John. That's a misconception perpetrated by Sarge.
Are you saying Sarge was wrong?
Yep.
Oh boy. I wouldn't want to be you.
I cannot wait till Friday. No, I just want to be clear. We are talking about the same Sarge as in C4 Defense.
Yes.
Okay. Just didn't want you to try and squirm your way out of it on Friday.
I'm going to squirm out of. Patriot says she's in all AP classes. Well, courses, but same difference. But yeah, it takes a lot of hard work to do that. So
She works for the Associated Press.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Advanced placement.
Snob's high school grade point average was much lower than his blood alcohol content at that point in his life. Wow.
Wow. Anyway, you want to cut that? That's not good.
Sounded like he was having fun.
Hopefully that's what the decimal moved, but whatever.
Well, you hope anyway.
Oh. This moment of silence brought to you by I have no idea what the hell to talk about at this point. Ghost says, "School, what's that?" Oh wait, that's the place where all the girls were. Target rich environment.
Who makes half a box of mac
Yeah,
and
I
cheese?
know, right? That was
What
about
in
the
the
great
world?
comment. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Never have I ever heard of anybody doing that.
Oh, being smart doesn't necessarily mean you have common sense. My oldest daughter is a perfect example of that. She was in the higher learning classes too when she was in school, and doesn't have the greatest common sense in the world. Oh, the book smarts maybe pushes out common sense out the window. I don't know.
I don't know. My daughter has a master's degree, and she informed me that she was smarter than me. Because she has a college degree, and I don't. She didn't like
Huh?
it when I asked her why I was doing her taxes for her. She was smarter.
You know, this brings up a question. How do you even make a half a box of mac and cheese? There's nothing
You would
there if
have
you
to
only make half a
carefully
box.
weigh out the ingredients, I suppose. That's an awful lot of trouble. Be easier just to cook the whole thing up and then divvy up, to eat half of it and put the rest of it in the fridge for later.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell's in such a position where they're rationing their box mac and cheese?
Yeah, there's that too. There's all kinds of
Well, it's
weirdness
not
about
10
that.
cents a box like it used to be. But
Still,
if
if
you bought
you're
the store brand, you could get 10 of them for $1.
buying box mac and cheese, it's not the best stuff to begin with. I mean, it's already your cheapest level. You got the box, then you got the cups where you just microwave and eat,
Oh,
and
that's
then you
just
got.
nasty.
I agree, but that's a thing.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then you got real mac and cheese, which is kind of expensive. Buying all the cheese and stuff to make a serving that would enough servings for the average family. It's pricey. I guess even if you were gonna do it for one and tried to bust it down with, I don't know, a block of cheese or something, it would still add up buying all the ingredients individually, I think. So depending how you make it. So I don't know. That's probably the most expensive way of doing it. So you basically you're already starting off on the cheapest form. So I mean, how cheap you gonna be there? I mean,
I suppose if she made ramen noodles, she'd make half a package of ramen noodles.
right?
No, I have seen
Come
college
on
students
now.
do that. So, yeah, the half a pack of ramen. Yep, I have seen that happen.
You get
Half
that a
a
lot
pack of
cheaper than
Kool-Aid.
mac and cheese.
My wife's roommate, when she was going to the art institute, she would buy a pack of ramen and she would split them in two. And that's how she would make them. She would make half a pack at a time. She was just a skinny little thing, though, real petite and short. So she probably didn't eat much. She didn't look like she was out of high school, to be perfectly honest with you.
Was she an anorexic?
No, she was
I
just
bet
real
she
small.
Sounds
Her
like
mother wasn't. I met her mother once too. Her mother wasn't very big either.
no way you can survive on half pack of ramen like that. I mean, what is that calorie wise? Like 60?
I think it's like 145.
Ghost says your wife has a roommate. West Virginia is so weird.
And he's obviously deaf and didn't listen to the whole comment.
Midnight Range is out there.
Ghost, you be my eyes, I'll be your ears. We'll make one good person and one good Helen Keller.
So does that mean if you're cooking a hot dog, you only cook half a hot dog? Wow. And you'd have to cut the bun in half, too.
Half a pack of instant oatmeal.
Now, Defense Stat says that one serving of ramen for a real human is 2 packs, so half a serving would be 1 pack. I don't know if that
It's
math
not
holds
wrong.
up. It depends on if you're adding anything to it or not, too. So,
I would think a standard peanut butter and jelly sandwich is more filling than a pack of ramen.
well, you can make a meal out of ramen. Honestly,
Make a
you can.
meal out of peanut butter and jelly, too.
Yeah, but you need more than one. Well, you get a pack of ramen, you had like tuna, some canned vegetables in there, and it starts to get to
Tuna?
be a meal. Yeah,
In ramen? Ew.
yeah.
Ew.
You do realize that is a traditional way of eating. It's like with
I don't give a rat's ass how traditional it is. It's just nasty.
take the soy and take a pack of the soy or a packet of chicken. You add some tuna, maybe some scrambled eggs, some canned vegetables, and you got yourself a meal there.
You eat it.
I have.
It's not ramen. That's like poor man cooking, where you're just throwing shit in that you got. You know, when we're comparing items, I mean, it's got to be just a straight item. I mean, that, you know, grandma's miracle whip up.
See, Midnight Range knows what's going on. Now, if you made peanut butter ramen, I mean, if you can put tuna in there, you can put peanut butter in there too.
Well, you can put peanut oil in the ramen, so I don't see why you couldn't. I mean, peanut butter would dissolve basically, and then you just have, if you're using crunchy, you'd have chunks of peanuts in it.
Oh, that's true, Snob.
Seriously, who's mixing up half a box of mac and cheese?
Defense Dad's daughter.
That's the first time I have ever heard her. She may be the first person in recorded history to ever do that.
Yeah,
I mean, if
keep
you
an
wanted to
eye
be
on her.
extra cheesy.
Ooh, a Thai peanut sauce. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say a Thai peanut sauce?
Peanut.
Oh, thank God.
Of course, Southeast Asia, you never know what they're going to eat. Back during
Not take Rich down that rabbit hole.
No, we're not going down that road. When they had the Olympics in China, the Summer Games, they had one of those street reporter things going through one of their where they have all the street vendors that have selling the food on the streets and stuff.
Yeah, the bugs and shit.
Yeah, bugs and scorpions on a stick over top of a grill being grilled. Yep.
Screw that.
Uh-huh. And even that's tame for Southeast Asia.
That's why I'm never going to China. I ain't eating that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They have McDonald's.
I don't eat at McDonald's anymore than I have to. Even here.
I don't either. Last time I had it, I thought I was gonna blow out my insides. It was awful.
And McDonald's are like franchises. I mean, you're really just, yeah, it's not necessarily consistent, or especially when you're talking about in a different country. So I'm sure the menu items aren't the same as it is here.
No, the McDonald's that are
The
overseas have a
regulation.
lot of cuisines that would be more aimed towards their populace.
Yeah, the regulations may be different. You know, FDA type thing. Is there an FDA? Yeah, so an equivalent. So yeah, there's just because it says McDonald's doesn't mean it's McDonald's. Not that I'm a fan, but I'm just stating.
Jesus, we've defended Biden and McDonald's now in this show.
Oh, you know, it's like Disneyland. It's different over there. It's not the same. Like the characters are funny looking. It's all just a little different.
Patriot says Kentucky Fried Chicken in Thailand served everything with rice. And Midnight says there's core items that are the same worldwide. Other items vary to regional tastes.
Bernie
And
says
then-
Rob only eats salads. What does he know?
Uh-huh. Well, no, Rob tells us to eat salad, then he eats steak and baked potato.
Uh-huh.
Chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, that too. You know, you just incriminated yourself, Rob. Didn't help your case, but we already know you're a bad lawyer from the one episode.
Hey, man, it's all in moderation. If you eat enough salad, you can do that. Salad's the key.
Yeah, but every
Plus,
time you show us what you're
after
eating,
eating
it's
all
always
that-
like a steak and baked potato or
Yep.
something along those lines. You never show us eating
Salad.
a salad.
So that way you don't end up being full of shit. Because salad helps.
Patriot says he buys McDonald's for his driver and he keeps the bag for weeks to carry his lunch. Obviously, his driver's not getting paid enough. That was reuse a McDonald's bag for his lunch bag. Now, I'm not going to argue one bit with what the fence dad just said. The best thing about McDonald's are their breakfast sandwiches.
Oh, yeah. Their breakfast are the only reason you eat at McDonald's.
Yep.
Their McGriddles are freaking awesome. Still not the best breakfast sandwich in that genre, though. Denny's has the Graham Sandwich, which kills McDonald's.
Yeah, but if you're running late to work and only have 5 minutes to spare, you're not going through the drive-thru at Denny's.
No, you're going to go on your phone app, you're going to order the sandwich and pick it up on your way. Doesn't take that long to pick up a pre-order at Denny's.
You said if you're running late for work.
Yeah, I know. You still can do that while you're getting ready. And a lot of times you'll be in and out of Denny's before you're able to McDonald's drive-thru.
I'd also like to advocate for the Burger Sinker sandwiches. I think those are way better than the McDonald's sandwiches.
Ghost has it right. The steak, egg, and cheese bagel at McDonald's. It is awesome.
Yep.
If they have it.
Yes, it
If
is
they have it.
wonderful.
When the hell are they out of it?
Oh, they are.
At McDonald's.
There will be times where they don't have it. Yeah.
I'd also like to advocate for the hash browns at Burger King. Those are pretty bitchin' as well.
The little circular ones?
Yep.
Just tater tots.
No, they're
So
thinner.
good.
They're thinner than tater tots, so they don't get all nasty and mushy in the middle.
Yeah, they're fairly crispy.
Yep.
Yeah, sad to say I hit Burger King up recently. Got their cheap ass deal for poor people, which was sausage on a biscuit, no cheese, and hash browns for $3.
Ghost
And
said,
it's what you would expect. Lacking.
talking about the bagels at McDonald's, Ghost said, yeah, they're back now. They were gone for a year or so. Yeah, they were gone for about 2 years here.
Mm-hmm. And they brought
Wow.
it back this spring. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever lost them. Maybe we're just special. But yeah, steak, egg, and cheese bagel from McDonald's with the Burger King hash browns.
Ozzy said Hardee's has a good omelet biscuit. The closest Hardee's to here is like an hour and a half away. I don't know the last time I've even eaten at a Hardee's.
We don't have them around here. I don't think I've eaten at one.
Yeah, Carl's Jr. It's the same thing.
Vanessa's saying all the Hardee's up her way closed down in the early 80s.
The closest one to me is in Jefferson, Ohio. After that, I think there's one over in Lodi, Ohio, at the Loves, and then after that, I might have to go down towards Maryland. I know there's one in
There's one in
Breezewood,
Pittsburgh.
PA.
There's one in
Oh,
Pittsburgh.
is there?
It's on Babcock Boulevard. That's one I used to go to all the time. It was right down the street from one place I was working at.
I assume Hardee's is a restaurant.
Yeah, it's a fast
Fast
food
food
chain.
chain.
It's phenomenal.
Their Frisco burger was freaking awesome.
Yes. And like they actually do real onion rings, not these
Mm-hmm.
POS things that Burger King calls an onion ring.
Burger King's onion rings are more like hush puppies, made in a ring. Used to call it the Frisco burger, and there was another one at Hardee's. We used to call it cholesterol on a bun because that's basically all it was. Well, the Frisco burger was on 2 slices of sourdough bread, but still,
Yep.
get the idea.
So yeah, Hardee's haven't really come to the Northeast at all.
Now you find one sporadically.
But I'm sure there's probably one in like New York City or something, in really large markets. But seems like as far east as they got was Ohio, and as far north was West Virginia and Maryland, like you said, Rich.
Mhm.
There's the one in Pittsburgh, but like I said, there's that one in Breezewood, PA, which is hop, skip, and a jump from the Maryland line.
Yeah. Midnight says there used to be a lot of them in Central PA.
Oh, yeah.
Told there was one in the Binghamton area years ago, long time ago. So I don't know. I'm not familiar with it, but I guess they used to be around, but not anymore in New York.
Snob must have checked. He said there's 15 in PA.
It's not enough.
It's
And
because
they
you
said there's
guys
like
in Binghamton are too tight with your money. You don't want to spend money on fast food.
Do we just find
Midnight's
out where New York Outcast is?
He's up in New York.
Probably
So
not.
yeah, Midnight says there's a couple within 30 to 40 minutes of him.
Makes sense. That's at Harrisburg,
Mhm.
middle of the state area.
Well, I know their local training area for center for this area is up in PA. It's Chambersburg, I think.
Okay.
yeah, I think I have to drive. I think the nearest one from me is about 40 miles away.
My wife, before she went to work for the hospital, they were having a manager position open at the one that was closest to us. At that point, we lived closer to. It was only like a half hour away, and she had to go up to Chambersburg for the training before they would even hire her. That's the reason why I know where their training facility is. Yeah, Midnight says it's about 48 minutes south of Harrisburg. Yep.
Ripley is the only one in New York. Believe it or not.
Hold on. There's one in Ripley?
Mhm.
According to Snob, he must be looking at the map of where they all are.
I say Ripley that might be a tad bit closer than Fergus Jefferson for me.
I can't imagine it's worth driving 30, 40 minutes to go to this place. I mean, it's a fast food place.
Now, Snob will drive 3 hours to go get Wiener Schnitzel.
Uh-huh. But it's a really good fast food place, Rob.
I don't know. Man.
Very good.
Much better than McDonald's or Burger King.
I don't know.
Hardee's is?
Yes.
I wouldn't give you a nickel for any of them for lunch.
Snob says 30, 40 minutes, he'd have to drive that far to find any fast food. As far as fast food, we got here in town, we have Taco Bell, McDonald's, and Burger King. Subway, if you want to call it fast food.
We have Sonic.
The only Sonic that was around here was about 40 minutes to an hour away, and they closed it and turned it into a Dunkin' Donuts.
We've got all those and more, pretty much local. So
Dairy Queen.
Oh yeah, we got Dairy Queen. I keep forgetting. I don't
Don't
think
have
of Dairy
Dairy
Queen as
Queen.
fast food though. Maybe that's why. I always think
It's
of Dairy
about
Queen
as
as
fast
ice
as
cream.
anybody anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I always think of them as an ice cream place, not a with food being like burgers and stuff being secondary. I always think of them as just like for their ice cream. That's usually what we go to Burger King for. We don't usually go to Burger King for like a meal unless we're getting like a chicken strip basket. So I keep forgetting that they're categorized as being fast food.
You're going to a Burger King for chicken strips.
No, Dairy Queen.
He just said Burger King, right?
Did I say Burger King? I thought I said Dairy Queen.
I don't know. Somebody out there in the text chat, let us know.
If I
you
did,
would,
I
please.
misspoke. It happens.
Yeah, if you're talking burgers, Brahms is better than Dairy Queen
No, we don't have that around here.
by a long shot. But Freddy's is better than either one of them.
Defense dad is saying he taught his employee the hack to get a burrito at Chipotle for $4. Well, I wouldn't know it because we don't have a Chipotle around here.
I think we're getting one. I don't
We've
remember.
got one, but I wouldn't eat at it.
What's
I
the
mean,
hack to get a burrito for $4?
Go to Taco Bell? I don't know.
Probably.
It's not going to piss off any Texans out there watching.
He's 100% correct, though.
What, Whataburger's overrated?
No, Freddy's has the best fast food burgers. Yes, they do.
I don't know. I've never been there either.
Never heard of Freddy's.
In-N-Out, I know from watching movies where they mention In-N-Out. Whataburger, I never even heard of them until I started watching NEA's channel.
I'd like to try a Mondo Burger. They're the burger place right next to Good Burger.
Now, that's interesting. Defense Dad said if you're curious, you order a single taco in the app, but all the ingredients on the side with an extra tortilla. Then you make your own burrito for less than half the price. But what about the beans? Is it really a burrito if it doesn't have refried beans?
First off, they're called frijoles.
Same difference.
Who was teaching this hack? Defense Dad?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
The same guy that's got a kid over there splitting a box of mac and cheese.
Uh-huh.
Damn.
Well, he obviously hasn't taught her the fine arts of eating yet.
Well, Snob, your description of Freddy's doesn't help because we don't have Steak and Shake either.
Oh, man. You don't have any good burgers where you live, then.
We got Burger King, McDonald's, sometimes if you're lucky, a Hardee's. Burger King. I mean, not Burger Dairy Queen. I already said Burger King. Wendy's. But there's no Wendy's here in town. You got to go about a half hour north to go to Wendy's. Same with Arby's. They're about half hour away, too.
You got any like corner store gas stations that do burgers and stuff in the middle of the night?
We have a gas station in Cambridge Springs that does Chester's Chicken. It's friggin' amazing.
Chester's Chicken here, you got to go to our local Fox's Pizza, and they close at like 7. But yes, Chester's is good.
Gas stations that'll basically, they make all types of stuff, you know. And you can get service there basically 24 hours a day. You might be, standing outside at a window, passing your money through and placing your order, but it's technically kind of fast food because they compared to McDonald's, and sometimes it probably would be quicker. I don't buy it because I don't trust anything behind them closed doors, but lots of people do.
We have Sheets. Their stuff's pretty good, but I wouldn't call it fast food because it takes long. It takes a while sometimes to get your order, depending on how many people are working and how many people are ahead of you.
Yeah, I don't think that food's good though. Over at
Sheets is good. The Sheets here is pretty damn good.
I've had it a couple times when traveling, and I wasn't impressed either time. Nor did I appreciate having to use a damn order board thing. Like,
that's Rob's problem. He's not computer literate. He can't use the little tablet to order.
It's more of a pain in the ass instead of just telling him, give me a number 2. Like, simple. I don't know. and I'm not the only person there, like looking at it, like what the hell, and then you got to flip through all the stuff, and like it's a lot easier. You just say, "Give me a number 2." Like if you literally count the seconds, it's quicker. I don't know, but anyway, I just wasn't a fan personally.
Yeah, I think it's
Food
one
or
of
service.
those. Yeah, I've been to Sheets that weren't good, so the one here is good. I think it's one of those things that depends on the individual store you go to. Like there in Winchester, Virginia, there is a Taco Bell that used to be owned by Mexicans, and when they owned it, they did everything with fresh ingredients, not the prepackaged Taco Bell shit, and that was the best fucking taco you want to have in this area. Now it's gone to shit because they sold it, and now the people that own it now are doing the pre-done Taco Bell stuff. But they had all the Taco Bell menu items, but it was all made hands-on right there. It wasn't the prepackaged bag shit.
Taco Bell sucks compared to Taco John's.
It's North Central, snob. You ain't getting much farther north than Nebraska.
There's a couple Dakotas that might beg to differ with you.
I said much, not completely.
Oh, only one of those Dakotas is north, the other's south.
Yeah.
South of North Dakota. That's true. Fenstead is in the southern part of Nebraska.
So technically, he's in the part that should be Kansas, but is the North Nebraska instead.
Yeah, we let him have it. We came over as a package anyway. It's all the same territory at one time.
That killed the chat.
Mm-hmm.
You guys think Trump's gonna get like a giant stud or something for the hole in his ear?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be called an industrial?
They'll probably fix it up.
I don't know. I'd figure he'd put like a big diamond or one of them.
Well, he wasn't at the hospital for long, so it couldn't have been too bad.
I don't know.
Patriot says Roberto's carne asada burritos, and I think he's saying carne asada, but it kind of with his speak to type thing kind of made him screwed that up. Burritos, he says anyway. Roberto's carne asada. I'm going to assume that's what it is. Burritos in San Diego are the best. Of course, it's been almost 30 years since he's had one. Yeah, they might not even be there anymore.
Snob says chicken fried steak wasn't invented in the north. Yeah, they can't cook it up there. They burn
Well, at
it.
least Rob can't.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Why don't you just put it in the oven? I watched that cooking tutorial with that New York guy.
Mhm.
That ain't real chicken fried steak.
There's a place, a little diner in Maryland. They make a hell of a chicken fried steak.
I just follow the directions.
I say start from scratch, make it from scratch. You can do it. Ain't that much to it.
Literally says fried.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
I
say
scratched
baked.
open the box.
Just need tenderized round steak.
It's one of those gift package things. I didn't buy that. It was gifted to me.
Probably
Mhm.
should have just cooked half the box.
Yes, snob.
Probably gravy's out of a can though.
No.
Canned
Who the hell
biscuits.
Who eats gravy out of a can?
Or that powdered shit you mix with water. That's
I mean,
not
I eat
gravy.
gravy out of a can, but I only use half a can.
Patriot says, "Oh, they're there." You're talking about the burrito place. He says his brother goes back every year with his wife, but never brings him one. Yeah, he's a jerk. Yep, definitely a jerk, Patriot. You know what you should do, Patriot? Do like they did on an episode of MASH and order one and have them send it to you in a bunch of like dry ice or something. And you just heat it up in the oven or microwave, whatever.
I'm sure it's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Chicago style pizza. You can also have that sent to you frozen. Don't know how good it'd be once you get it. Ooh, mashed taters in a box. Yum.
I can't stand mashed potatoes in a box.
That's why you only use half the box.
I won't even use that much. The box goes into garbage, and I go find a way to get real potatoes.
Do you get the kind that's in the flakes? You just mix it in the water?
Oh God, that's so nasty.
There's a couple. There's at least one brand that's pretty good.
Have
You're
y'all
talking
seen
about-
this thing where people are taking Pringles and putting them in boiling water, and then they just break down into mashed potatoes, and it's supposed to taste amazing?
Can't say I have.
I've heard about it. I mean, I wouldn't waste the time or anything because I'm sure there's, more crap in there than just if you were to boil potatoes, mash them, and make your own.
Well, of course there is, but it's about the ease and convenience.
Well, how hard is it to boil potatoes? I mean, you got to boil the.
Rob, we've had this discussion where you can't boil an egg without overdoing it.
Oh, come on! I mean, it's pretty easy. I don't know. I can do that. You're still boiling the chips, so what the hell's the difference? I mean, it takes a couple minutes longer. You got to dice the potatoes up to boil them quicker. You
I
might
want to
take
know
yourself-
who decided it would be a good idea to take Pringles and boil them in the first place.
I don't know
Yes.
if they actually boil them or just put them in hot water and put them on the stove.
Hey,
And
these chips suck. Let's put them in some water and see what they taste like.
Yeah.
Right?
Is this
Yeah, I
a
know.
jailhouse
Well, I-
recipe?
See, I think that's the thing is they're like, I bet if we put these in water, they just turn back to mush. And they're like, oh, it actually turned into like mashed potatoes.
Well, newsflash, they're dehydrated potatoes.
Snob's probably right. He said a drunk college student had to come up with that.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
If they just use that energy on something that paid, it'd be so much better.
And Patriot said he can't do the mail order thing because he said Roberto's is not in Toledo. Wasn't that place they ordered from on MASH in Chicago?
The rib place was.
Yeah. So did they order from a place in Toledo too? And I just don't remember it.
I don't remember that.
I don't either. Because I was thinking when I said it, I was thinking of the rib place. So that was in Chicago.
No, that was Adam's Ribs.
Yeah.
Not to change subject or anything, but what day is the GOA thing in Kentucky?
That's in Tennessee.
Whatever.
August
if your media
16th through the
16th,
18th.
okay. I just needed to
if
know
your
that way I
media,
could-
it's 17th and 18th if you're not going as media. If you're going as media, the 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. And at Smoky Mountain Guns and Ammo, which isn't too far from there, on the 14th, they're having Glock Day where they're having Glock representatives there at their store.
Lame.
Oh boy.
I just needed to know that way I could get
Rob will
those
be all over that.
wanted posters out to Rich.
Yeah.
On time.
Yeah. The having them in time for the media day would probably be the best bet. Which that's the 16th. Because there ain't gonna be no general public there can get the booths to put those up. They'll be there in time for the regular folks on that Saturday and Sunday to be there. Well, actually before that, because we're going to be leaving here on the 14th to go there, so you'd have to have them here by the 13th.
Nope, it was Chicago.
Yeah, it was Chicago. Yeah, because it was an episode where Hawkeye is just flipping out, and
Yeah, I just posted the episode summary.
It was one of the ones where he's like all depressed and he starts flipping out about the food, and he decides, I'm going to do this. Of course, when you get a guy who's running the mess who get a bunch of corn on the cob and he turns it into cream corn, I can see why Hawkeye would flip out of it sooner or later over the chow. And having eaten military food, I can also see how Hawkeye would flip out over the chow. It's not what you would necessarily call gourmet dining, which I'm sure Rob can substantiate. Rob's probably in the bathroom puking right now just thinking about military food. Or else it wasn't all bad.
Well, I was in the bathroom. I was thinking about food.
Wow.
Hey, man, it's hot. You got to stay hydrated. I've been slamming drinks. I feel bloated.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mr. Bub.
You got to
Are you on your
hydrate
period, Rob?
for the next day.
Rob
Oh,
needs some
no, I
water.
might be pregnant. I don't know.
No, Radar wasn't from Toledo.
Yeah, he's
Klinger
from
was from Toledo.
Ottumwa, Iowa is where Radar was from.
Yeah. Klinger was from Toledo. But Mr. Bob corrected on what the Toledo was. They ordered the casings from a hot dog shop in Toledo to make blood filters.
Yeah, but the ribs were 100% from Chicago.
Yep.
I did hear you make a comment on military food, and I can state honestly, it wasn't all that bad. A lot of it wasn't. So
Yeah.
my biggest complaint is proportion. Like, what the hell is a Cornish hen? Like a
Cornish hen's a small hen. It's a
yeah,
small
like a
chicken.
junior sized freaking chicken. Like,
Yeah,
give me a
they're
freaking real
small.
chicken leg, man.
Usually, a serving of Cornish hens, you get 2 of them.
Well, no. Two. Shit, you be getting smoked out there for getting greedy. What are you crazy?
No, I
But
know. I know
I
how the
mean,
military works, Rob.
it
I'm just saying, in the
depends.
civilian world, you go to a restaurant, you order Cornish hens, you're generally getting 2 of them.
Yeah, I mean, the food, honestly, like I didn't think was horrible. I've had, I think, worse food in fast food places. So there is a difference, though. Like you go
Well,
out and eat regular food, you feel a
there's
lot different.
yeah, there's mess
Your
hall
body
cooked
will
food
adjust.
in the military, and then there's MREs. So
Yeah, like, and even if you get food delivered, like the Mermites or whatever they call them, the tote containers keeps everything hot. I don't know, it wasn't a
Termites?
or something. No, they're like Mermites or something they call it. I think, I don't know, these heavy duty food containers that can be brought out to the field and whatnot. So they just kind of keep things warm or what. Like, even if you're getting it brought out, it's still pretty good out of those containers. So I don't know, better than MREs. So, but even MREs aren't horrible. I mean, they're not great, but they're not
it depends on which
horrible.
one you get. There are
Yeah.
ones that are absolutely, oh my God, I don't even want to. You take a look at it, and it's like you want to barf because it's what
Well,
it looks
yeah,
like it's in the
looks is
package.
gonna be horrible, but as far as actual taste or whatever, they're not all that bad. I mean, turn the lights off. I'm sure you've had worse.
I don't know. The one that's considered to be the worst ever, I couldn't eat. So I've never actually had the displeasure of eating it. That being the cheesy veggie omelet. I could not eat that, so I didn't have to worry about it. I never
I
got
don't know. I
it.
just want to put it out there. I think it's like hospital food. People say hospital food's horrible. I've had horrible hospital food, and I've had some pretty good hospital food. It depends on the cafeteria.
Depends on the hospital. Yeah, some of them have
Yeah,
an excellent cafeteria.
yeah.
Oh yeah, UPMC, their hospital food at Children's Hospital, which was the same cafeteria as Presbyterian University Hospital, their food was pretty darn good. And the steak subs from their gift shop were freaking awesome. Best
Okay.
steaks, one of the best steak subs I ever had.
Our local hospital here used to, anyway, people that weren't even in the hospital would come in and go eat there over the noon hour. That's how good the food was. They'd serve to the public.
AGH's food, that's Allegheny General, for those that don't know. Their food in Pitt wasn't too bad either. They were on the north side of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, children's hospitals do tend to have good food for some reason. I don't know why that is.
Probably because they're giving it to kids. When I was in basic, we would get steaks and stuff. So like that when you were in basic, Rob?
No, I mean, we might have got steak once or something that I can remember. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It was always different. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
I don't recall exactly what the meals were. But I don't remember steak. It's not something, and that's something I would remember. So,
As long as it
Yeah.
wasn't tube steak. Yeah.
and if it was steak, I'm sure it was like the size of a cheeseburger. Because
No,
everything
we
was
got
freaking miniature.
no, not when I was in. Back in '99 when I was at Fort Benning, we were getting full size T-bones.
Yeah, it
Once a
wasn't
week.
like that for us. We didn't
That's
even
a
get
lot.
a full size piece of chicken.
It was, we got, trying to remember, been no 25 years. It was a full size on the steak. They had full size T-bone, your choice of mashed potatoes or baked potato, and then like some vegetable and a couple other things you could choose from if you wanted it.
Now, even if they gave, if we were lucky enough to have something like that, we would have immediately gotten smoked outside afterward, to the point where most people were throwing it up anyway. So, you know, you might have enjoyed the taste, but you didn't get to keep it. So that was protocol. If anybody got greedy, there was always somebody outside getting smoked, basically. You grab 2 bananas, you grab two containers of cereal, 2 glasses of juice, your ass is getting smoked. And usually that means we're all getting smoked. So
Yep.
that's just how it goes. So whatever you eat,
No, heaven
you know,
forbid.
try to eat light, because it might be coming back up.
Yep. Heaven forbid if somebody got caught with a dessert item, you were really in trouble then. You had to sit there and watch the sergeants eating a cookie or a piece of cake, but you couldn't have it. And if somebody went and took one, oh boy. No matter what you had planned that day, it became PT day.
It could be the service's birthday, and there's big cake out there. You touch that cake, you're going down.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And they get you too, because in reception you were allowed to have a dessert item, but once you got down range, you weren't allowed to touch that shit. So no, and they didn't tell you this beforehand, right? So everybody getting down there after reception, get down range to
Be loading up, acting like a field day, like, oh shit, we got this, we got that. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You learned real quick if you were smart. Problem is, not everybody was smart, and there were guys that thought they could game the system. Got everybody else in trouble for it.
And there's always those couple that just don't care. They're like, we're gonna get smoked anyway. I'm gonna do what I want. And then there's encouragement on dealing with those people. And then there's court martials that come afterward.
Mm-hmm.
So don't fall for that trap either.
Nope. Yeah, they sucker you in reception with all the nice stuff that you're allowed to get. When you get down range, you ain't allowed to have it no more. Patriots like, Army. Yeah, Marine. You're just jealous our menu was better than yours.
Shit, we're all jealous of the Air Force, so.
Oh fuck, man!
Don't feel that bad.
One dude I played one game with went to Air Force basic training. He gets out of basic. He's telling us about how in basic, not AIT or their equivalent, but basic, they had 2 guys to an individual room. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, we weren't all sharing this big open space. We each had a room with us and one roommate. It's like, in basic. He's like, yeah.
Well, to be fair, that's how my basic was. But it wasn't.
Seriously?
Yeah, it wasn't normal though. I don't want to get too far into details, but it was a different experience apparently.
God,
so
damn.
I wasn't aware, and at the time, I mean, you found out during and afterward, but it wasn't the typical
basic, I guess. So
The only thing when I was in basic that we had that was personal was a locking dresser for all intents and purposes. Everything else, you were right in the open. Apparently, we were lucky because our bathroom stalls had doors on them. I was in one of the newer facilities down there after they had remodeled at Benning, and they actually had doors on the bathrooms. The old ones, they didn't have doors on the on the bathroom stalls.
yeah, we had doors, laundry room, snack machine you couldn't touch but got raided anyway, and that turned out to be a problem. Let's see, what is it? CQ office. What else? Shit, we had I don't know what you'd call it, a room where we got smoked in all the time. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know what it was called, but other than that, a square outside for activities. We had to travel a little distance because we weren't in a normal area as far as getting to a PT field, stuff like that. So that was a morning run. So yeah, it was set up cool. You couldn't close your door in your room, but you had a door and like I don't know, one of them closet things where you could hang a couple items on one half and then the other half was like drawers. So obviously you could use them, but yeah, it kind of screwed you up. You were better to kind of go out of your bag and then have your display items. Tape your socks in place and everything. So when they rip your drawers out, everything's still in place. Your towel that's folded properly isn't a towel you actually use. You can sleep in your bed, but I wouldn't to take the time to have to make it in the morning. Just sleep on top of it. So there was a lot of tricks that if you were smart, you could do. It'd always be on top. But some people just don't pick up on those things or don't think of them. So it helps to have a good battle buddy. I'll put it that way. And in that sense, I got lucky because my guy had already had to do basic in, what was it, Puerto Rico. So with their version of basic, you got to go home at night. So I was like pissed, like what the hell? But I guess it's a shitty deal because he had to do basic twice. He had to do it there to be qualified to come to America and do it. So, but he was all business. So I didn't have to babysit his ass. We were on point. So that was a good thing. Because the military, it don't have to be you. Somebody else screws up and you still get in trouble. So you don't want problems or somebody slowing you down.
Patriot said co-ed. No, we didn't have co-ed. Shit, Benning women weren't going to basic at Benning when I was there.
Yeah, we didn't have co-ed either. Although there was female instructors, I guess you could state. So drill sergeants and also like combatics instructors. They're different instructors or whatever. Some were female.
The only females I saw were medics, officers, or in reception. The first sergeant in the reception company I was in was a female former drill sergeant. But I didn't see any female drill sergeants at Benning.
I avoided them like the plague. One would literally hide behind a double set of doors, jump out as people walked by, and if you bumped into her, she would start claiming like you assaulted her and give you a bunch of shit. Like it was her spiel on smoking people, but the shit's not funny, not when you're talking about people's careers and all this shit. So I just avoided them like the plague. Honestly, my experience, women are trouble in the military.
Shit, one reception company. They had this lieutenant who thought she was a drill sergeant. She acted just like one. Like, thank God I wasn't in that company. That chick was a bitch and a half. I had to go over to their company HQ for something. I forget what it was, but the one drill sergeant sent me there for something. And I knocked on the door because they didn't. This company, you weren't even allowed to walk in the company office. You had to knock on the door first, and that they told you could come in. I didn't know this. I wasn't in that company. I opened the door and I about got my head tore off by this lieutenant. And like, damn, she was all in my face and shit, like a drill sergeant would be. Jesus Christ, what the hell did I just do?
Kind of how it was with us. You couldn't just go up and, knock on a door and peek your head in. Oh, hell no. Yeah. You had to go up, knock, turn, and wait against the wall. And you may be waiting 20 minutes. Yeah, you may be waiting a half hour. Don't go back over there knocking again. Like, don't do it. Yeah. Which is a problem because you're also supposed to be getting an answer or finding this out, relaying information or something in a timely manner. So
Yep.
it's a catch-22. So you're going to either get yelled at by trying to rush the process at the door, or you're going to get yelled at for coming back too damn late. So either way, you're screwed.
Yep, pretty much. Moo's out there. Patriot said, Moo. I mentioned boiled steak and Moo shows up. Yeah, he must have been in the hot tub, Patriot. But shouldn't a steak be broiled and not boiled?
Grilled.
Well, broiler does the same. It is a substitute for a grill. So flame broiled, man. It's the same. It's the same style of cooking, just a different utensil for doing it.
I don't know.
I mean, if you're cooking a steak, if you're using a propane grill, it's going to turn out the same way as it would in a broiler on a gas oven. So. Now, if you're using charcoal grill, that's a different story. Charcoal or wood, cooking a steak on a grill that way is different than a broiler. But if you're using propane grill, it's the same thing as a broiler. Basically, it's all it is. Just instead of the flame being on top like it would be in a broiler, it's below it on the grill. Otherwise, they're the same method of cooking. It's a natural gas.
Yeah, but you don't get the smoke from the sizzle coming up from the juices, or sear from the flames. I mean, it's not the same, man. It's close, but no cigar.
You've never had a properly broiled steak, then?
Well, maybe you've never had a properly grilled steak, then.
No.
Oh, touche.
No, not touche, because I have. There was a time where my
Well,
wife
that's
wasn't
your
allowed
opinion. That's like the blob in the air, right? That's your opinion.
No, I can cook a very good steak. There was a time where the kids want to let my wife cook steaks. If we were having steak, my wife was not allowed to eat it. Cook it. The kids would revolt if my wife was one that was going to cook the steaks until she proved that she could do it.
Right.
I mean, they would grade.
She could have been
grade her.
horrible at it, and you were just passable. So if you had to pick between you can't eat it at all, or you can chew it
my
up,
wife
like
would
bubblegum
overcook
to get it down.
My wife overcooked steaks, and the kids would just throw a fit. There would be a revolt if she was cooking them.
I hate overcooked bacon when it's just like dust. Yeah, you can touch it and it just crumbles to pieces. Like,
It's got to be crispy, but not that crispy.
yeah, almost like, especially if you got like thick cut. It's another reason I like thick cut. It doesn't just turn to dust on you, but you know, it's almost like a good piece of like beef jerky or something. The consistency,
Right.
I don't know. It's
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But
yeah. I never got it where they just, you know, it's like eating cardboard or something when it's
mhm.
you know, or a damn pork rind.
Yep. We're gonna have to start wrapping this up. Forgot about Ron Wayne's show. His members only shows going on right now. Gizzard's probably over there and in here. Barbecue left to go over there. So yeah, let's start wrapping this up. So Giz, you listening?
Yeah,
Okay. So
but yes, I am on both.
I figured you probably were because you've done that before. Anything you want to say before we get out of here? Anything you want to plug or anything?
Oh, let's see. My channel member chat is every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on my channel, and every Friday at 9 p.m. Central Time is Foul Territory. That's a live stream for everyone. So thanks for having me. Enjoyed it.
Yep. What about you, Rob?
Yeah, I got nothing. Eat a salad, yeah.
In Rob's case, eat a steak and baked potato.
Grill your steak.
Well, it's hard to grill them if there's like 3 feet of snow on the ground because then you can't get to the grill.
Bullshit.
New York, we grill year round.
Yeah, grill year round. Don't matter. You just shovel off the grill.
Okay, I mean it's hard to grill if your grill is where you can't find it in the snow.
Well, that's a negligent cook right there. Okay, yeah, there's carports, all types of things you can have set up. Yeah, and yeah, you could take it as far down as a little hibachi on the back porch. Just keep it away from the siding, and you're good to go. Where there's a will, there's a way.
And don't be like certain people we know and leave your guns out in the snow. That's not good for them. Not that anybody on this panel has done that, but there is somebody we know that has. Don't do that. That's your words of wisdom for today. So
Yeah, respect your tools.
exactly.
I always respect mine.
And if you're not subscribed to the channel, get out there and do it. It's real simple. You just push the button down below that says subscribe. And why? Because there's something coming up if we hit 500 subs. I'll let the late, great Dusty Rhodes tell you all about it as we leave. So till next week, have a good day, folks, or good night. And we will catch you all later.
Now listen up, babies. I'm here to ride the train down the funky town. The Unloaded Media Channel is doing a giveaway once he hits 500 subscribers. For more information and details, check the description down below. And you too can be funky like a monkey.
What a whee!